Did you know that when hippos are upset, their sweat turns red? R-A-N-T, Rant. Hello, YouTube. Sorry I look like garbage today. Garbage. 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 Sorry, I'm just practicing for the SUPERNOTE competition. I mean, I already entered it, and I can't really enter it again, but I'm just excited about it. I don't know what you may have heard, or if you've heard anything about the SUPERNOTE competition that's going out on YouTube, but I'm taking part in it. And it involves making a very long note and then making a team on YouTube and creating the longest note ever on YouTube. Actually, the teams have already been created, so you just have to join a team. And the way you join a team, you know what? I'll put a link in the bar wherever it is beside me, below me, around me, or above me, and you can go check the whole SUPERNOTE competition thing out. That would be a lot easier. But anyway, now let's talk about what I really wanted to talk about today. The thing that I really wanted to talk about today is YouTube and traditional media. I don't know how many of you are subscribed to Mysteryguitarman or any other YouTuber who has had anything to do with the traditional media interviewing YouTubers about their careers lately. And I don't know if you're subscribed to the WillofDC, who recently wrote a letter to the traditional media and basically told them off because we are YouTube and don't mess with us. And I don't know what your opinion is on traditional media versus YouTube, but I sure would like to find out. All you gotta do is comment down there. All you gotta do is type and then press OK. It's so easy, you have no idea. But before you comment, you're gonna hear my opinion. I know and agree that YouTube is really treated like crap by the traditional media. Not literally, they don't, you know, throw insults at us and stuff, but they do kind of mock us in the fact that they think we are sort of lame. I mean, when Mysteryguitarman got interviewed, his interviewer basically said, so I could get paid to sit at home and do basically nothing all day. If that interviewer knew what he was talking about, he would know that Mysteryguitarman does not stay in his pajamas and lie around all day. As we all know, Mysteryguitarman spends hours and 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 hours filming and editing his videos. I mean, I don't even have a partnership or get paid, but it still takes me about half an hour to film and then an hour or two to edit all this. So I can imagine what it's like for Mysteryguitarman or any other YouTuber who creates really fancy content. So yeah, I agree that traditional media has kind of been douchebags to YouTube lately. I mean, they basically think we're cute and they mock us and they really don't take us very seriously. When really I get most of my news from people like SXy Phil and Wheezy Waiter in a way that no one has ever done it before, but it's the most entertaining and most efficient way, I find. And even though I agree that traditional media treats us like crap, I think there's one thing we need to keep in mind. When traditional media was the new type of media, aka news on TV, not a lot of people took it seriously. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, there were a couple channels on TV that were never seen by anyone for a couple days before anyone realized they existed. No one thought this was gonna take off. Everyone thought, oh, this whole TV thing will blow over because yeah, it's cool, but it's not gonna make it very far. No one took it seriously. And yet, a couple years ago, it was the main source of information for everyone. So I think a couple years from now, YouTube will become the main source of information for everyone. It'll become more and more and more and more and more of an influence on everyone of the modern day. And I know that because we have the right to express our opinion and our freedom of speech on YouTube, we are allowed to rip the traditional media apart and call them idiots and stuff. But I think if we want to gain a lot of viewers and gain a lot of people who like what we do, we can't take the aggressive approach. Because then everyone thinks we're just an angry mob who hates everyone. And we all know we're not that. And we don't want to look like that. So I think instead we just need to do what YouTubers do best and just show traditional media how awesome YouTube is and how amazing it will be, and the fact that traditional media, yeah, it'll die out eventually. But we can't let them know that, or they'll get angry. And I know not as many people pay attention to traditional media as people used to, but there are still people that are very easily influenced by everything they see or hear. They don't know how to have their own opinion, and if someone tells them to hate something, they'll hate it. So if traditional media is telling people to hate YouTube, people will hate YouTube. And if people hate YouTube, less people will come and make us more famous, so we need to stop scaring them away. That being said, traditional media, goodbye. If you would like to watch either the WillofDC video or the Mysteryguitarman video, I will put links in the bar, wherever it is beside me, below me, around me, or above me, and you can go check that out. So, now, it is time for Bum Bum Bum. Today's Support the Hater goes out to YouTube user named Ernesto064. Ernesto064 is 15 years old, joined YouTube January 1st, 2010, and lives in the United States. Ernesto064 left a comment on one of my videos saying, "You suck. You have big teeth." 2 facts about myself that I already know. Or at least, the whole internet seems to know. So thank you for studying and reading your textbook and figuring all this out, but you still get a normal A instead of an A+. I mean, I know. It's probably painful for the people who I'm sucking because I have big teeth. Ha ha! What a knee slapper. But, yeah. So please support this hater, because without them, my last video would have one less view and one less comment. And now for today's shoutout. Today's shoutout goes out to a YouTube user named Skills Beyond Skills. Skills Beyond Skills was the 10th person to comment on my last video. Congratulations, Skills Beyond Skills. Shout out to you. Remember, if you'd like a shoutout on one of my videos, just be the 10th person to comment on this video, and I'll be sure to give you a shoutout in the next video. And if you'd really like to comment but don't have anything to say about anything else I've already talked about in this video, here is a weekly Would You Rather. Would you rather work in newspaper or in TV? Anyway, that's all I got to say for today, and the rest of this week, I'm Isaac Ole, and thanks for joining me once again on Rant. Peace in. Comment and subscribe, comment and subscribe, comment and subscribe, and maybe favorite too.